So today we're going to dive into the many courses and coaching programs that Andrei have been a part of, so you can decide which one you might want to be a part of, which one you might want to join, which route you might want to go. Because as affiliates, obviously we've promoted a bunch of different affiliate marketing education courses, but we've also bought into a lot of them. We've been part of the communities. So today we're going to name a few that we've been in, and we're going to talk about some of the differences between them. What do you think?
That sounds amazing. I mean,
Yeah.
I have a list.
Yeah, you do.
I have a list of programs that I bought.
Yeah. So the question is, where do we begin? Because we've been a part of quite a few things, some of which have been popular in the past, some of them are which are very popular right now. So where do we want to begin?
I think let's start from the beginning, right? One of the first programs that I first started promoting was Legendary Marketer. So let's start with that program. And what do we want to talk about? You want to talk about the structure of the program, or you want to talk about how it went for us? You know, which direction you want to go, Brian?
Yeah, let's just kind of tap into a little bit of everything. So I definitely want to talk about the structure of the program, because what I want to do is, in addition to talking about, what sort of education is in there and what you can expect to learn, because that's great. The other thing I want to talk about a little bit, if you think it makes sense, is the individual sales processes, because I think a lot of new affiliates can stand to learn quite a bit from understanding that different things have to be sold different ways, right?
Yeah, 100%. And you're right? Because every program has different ways of selling the program. And I actually have different programs in my mind right now where I can think of, and I'm like, okay, yeah, it's been so different for many of them how to actually make sales. But the thing about it is that they all work.
Yeah.
You can make sales with any program out there, even if the mentor sucks, even if the modules suck, even if the community is not engaged, you can still sell it, right? It's not the program, it's you yourself as an affiliate and how you perceive to get some clients, right? It's all about the messaging, I guess you can say, because you can sell whatever, you can sell anything.
I mean, we're marketers here, or if we're not marketers yet, we want to be. And that's all it's all about, is making your program seem like it's the missing piece. And they all have great information. Some of them may be better than others, but you're right. Everything can be sold. So Legendary Marketer, it's kind of where it all began for you. It was my return to affiliate marketing, so to speak, and it's how we met, and which ultimately led to this podcast. So I think it's a great place to start. But Legendary Marketer is digital marketing education. Okay, that's how they brand themselves. And the way it's sold is with a front end low ticket offer. Affiliates, their goal is to drive traffic into a video sales letter that was written by Dave, which is an amazing video sales letter that sells a low ticket $7 online business builder challenge, which is the 15-day challenge. And when people buy into that, obviously they get education, they start learning about digital marketing, but there is also a sales process that comes into play when folks or students are prompted to meet with their business plan advisor. And that business plan advisor is there to help you, but also, quite frankly, to sell you into the blueprints, which are their $2,500 back end product, where affiliates will make a lion's share of their money through the form of $1,000 commissions.
And the thing about Legendary Marketer is that it's not a course to sell Legendary Marketer, right? Just how you said, it's an educational program where it teaches you the core form models of businesses, right? Like affiliate marketing, coaching, events, masterminds. And what's the last one? I don't remember. The core four: affiliate marketing, coaching, mastermind,
Is it just digital
events,
products?
digital products. There you go.
Yeah.
Creating your own digital product. So that's the core four value, right? For having an online business, right? You can go any route. And this is just with like this digital marketing business model, because there's also drop shipping and all of their stuff out there, right? But yeah, it's a low front end $7 product. They have some low ticket app sales as well, right? People can buy those when they make the initial purchase. And then just how you said it, they have business plan advisors where on day one of the training, you have to book a call, right? So you book a call, and it's not a sales call by all means in the beginning, right? You just talk to this guy. It's really like a 5-minute call, the first call. You talk to this person, you meet him, and then you get to go on a second call, right? The more you moving until you get to day five, and then on day five, then that's the final call where they offer you the high ticket product, um, which is a high ticket product, right? $2,500. And then if you're an affiliate for that, you get $1,000 commissions. So yeah, those business plan advisors are there to, at the end of the day, to make a sale, right? But yeah, they will answer questions. They know they know about the business model. So it's like a coaching call, I guess you can say, right?
Yeah, absolutely. And the business plan advisors are incentivized to sell the high ticket back end stuff. No doubt about it. That's how they make their money. But the other side of it is absolutely true. They know the business. I mean, my business plan advisor was Andrei, who happened to be not this Andrei that I'm talking to right now, but the Andrei with Legendary Marketer, who we had on this podcast a while ago. And he just knows the business model. He's there to help. He's one of the nicest people I've ever met in my entire life. But yes, he is incentivized to sell the back end product as well. And I think you brought up a good point about Legendary Marketer. Is that's what it is. It's all about selling information. That is their business model. They teach you how to sell information, and you can choose to do that as an affiliate like we did. You can choose to do that through creating your own programs like we have. At the end of the day, I think everything that we talk about here today, Legendary Marketer is built for long term. You know what I mean? Dave's a master marketer. He takes care of his people. He's built a great community. And I know there's always going to be, negative, you know, sentiment in the market anytime someone's selling a make money online product, even though that's not what it is. But yeah, I mean, it's all about selling information, which is great because there's really, other than creation, there's no fulfillment cost when you sell information, right?
Exactly. It's super simple. You can just sell it online and then, have the product be delivered right away, right? So that's the beauty of it. But yeah, so that structure of it, right? Before people had to book a call in order for them to finish the course, right? Because it wouldn't let you go through. But that program is also in constant change, right? So now I think I saw an update where now people get to choose if they wanna talk to a business plan advisor or not, right? Before it was like you had to do it, right? Before you had to book the call or
Yeah,
else you wouldn't move
you had to
forward.
book it to unlock everything after day 3, I believe is what it was.
Exactly. So you had to do it. And then if, it's people that are shy, people probably like, okay, I'm not gonna do this, right? People don't want to do it, like they feel uncomfortable. I feel uncomfortable. I didn't do it. You can when I first started. Um, but yeah, it's going through changes. That's the thing. And affiliate marketing program goes through changes a lot. And you either are with them or you don't like it and you leave, right? And that always happens, right? With changes in the market and stuff.
Yeah, absolutely. And they're trying to stay kind of ahead of the curve and bring the value and get people to convert as well. I mean, they're trying to do all of that because for a successful program, it has to have great information, but it also has to convert sales if you want to grow a big affiliate program. And that to me is where Legendary Marketer, just from like an affiliate marketing standpoint, is head and shoulders above so many other products, is it converts. You know what I mean? Maybe it's gone through seasons where it converted better when there was more of a buzz. But the bottom line is at the end of the day, if you know how to do marketing and you're going to promote Legendary Marketer, you can make it work. Obviously, you need certain things to happen with algorithms and you have to be excited about it. But the bottom line is Dave Sharpe, when he built that program, he built something that converts because low ticket front end offer with a video sales letter. And then he's got one-to-one selling through the business plan advisors, which is great for a high ticket offer because it makes people feel more comfortable about the purchase. Another thing I like about Legendary Marketer beyond the course material, which is, I think, more principle based. You're going to learn marketing. You're going to learn the principles of marketing going through there, but they're also developed a pretty strong, robust community on the back end of it as well. And I think that's beneficial and helpful.
Yeah, the community is amazing, right? There's business plan advisors in the community. There's the customer service people there as well. So, and I think that's why it works, right? Because their Facebook group is like really high engagement, right? A lot of people are there posting. They see the message that Dave transmits and they agree with it, right? People
Mhm.
like it. People like when Dave talks, right? Because he's a great talker. He's a great teacher as well. And the way he is, he's like nonchalant type of person, right? He's like a cool dude. He's just a dude. It's not like he's somebody that a guru, I guess you can say, right? He's just a dude. Like when I met him, he was just like, "Hey, what's up?" And he was just like, we were friends. You get me? That's it. It's nothing like, oh, he's Dave Sharpe. I gotta be careful. No, it was just like, no, this is just a guy, and just how you think he is. That's just how he is. Basically, he's just a normal guy.
Yeah, he was the first time we both met him was at the Mastermind. We had speaking to him through the Wake Up Legendary show, but that was the first time I ever met him in person. And yeah, he's great. I have a lot of respect for him. He's just a guy who figured it out, and now he's teaching, and he is a good teacher. But he also has a magnetic personality, which I think is very beneficial if you have it in this industry, because he draws people to him. People like to hear him talk. Sometimes he goes a little off script, and you can see this true personality come out. But I think that's what you get with Dave is you get authenticity. He's going to tell you what you need to do to make money. And he's not going to sugarcoat it. He's not going to tell you it's going to be easy or anything like that. He's like, hey, I'll never forget. We showed up at the Mastermind. This is one of my favorite stories. Andrei, is we were there as invited guests and speakers, but there were people there who paid $4,500 to be there. And so he charges people $4,500, gets them into a room in Florida, and makes them pay for their hotel stay. And then he comes out. One of the first things he says is, "Hey, listen, there's not going to be a burning bush appear over there. No one's going to come here and tell you everything you need to do." So it was just like true Dave. It's like, listen, I'll teach you the frameworks, but you're not here for me to give you the answers to the test, so to speak. No one can do that for you. So it was just great to see him, bring people in and then say, hey, listen, you're not going to find the secret sauce here, but you're going to get the tools. And people walked away happy. I mean, it was a great event. I can't think of too many events that I would have gone to in December, because I don't like to travel without my family in December. But when he invited me to speak, I was honored, and for Dave and Legendary Marketer, I was happy to do it.
Yeah, and it's funny because also I asked him, like how many people are gonna show up? Like he's like, I don't even know, bro. like it's just like these events are like, sometimes people show up, sometimes they don't even show up. So he's not even worried about that, right? He's just like, okay, if you show up, you show up. Maybe it could be one person, 10 people, but yeah, it was a great turnaround, anyways. And I'm
Yeah.
sure they all are, right? But I'm sure in the beginning, 2016 or 17. It's probably not as big, right? Probably, oh, we don't know what's gonna happen.
Yeah, but they did. They had about, I think, 40 people show up, seemed like, and
I feel like it was 50 people, yeah.
might have been 50. Yeah, and I don't know what they're doing these days. But they took care of everybody, and they had a great setup, and the house was beautiful. And I think the bottom line is, as we close out our talk on this one and move on to the next one, is what you're going to get is you're going to get a professional program. Right. If you decide to go in with Legendary and Dave Sharpe and all the stuff that's going on over there, you're going to get a professional program. You're going to get proven principles. You're going to be supported by a staff of 80 or 90 or however many people they have working for them now. So it's a professional program, and that warrants the price tag, I think.
Oh yeah, 100%. It's like really well made, right? Like a lot of thought, that community base, just like just how you say, 80, 90 people working for Dave, all remotely. You get me?
Mhm.
That's insane, right? Having everything just digital, and it's amazing what he has created. Definitely. So what's next? What different other programs? Well, which one do you want to talk about next?
Well, let's go to you. Let's let you throw one out there, because I think you've probably maybe been through one or two more than I have. So I'll
Okay.
defer to you, Andre.
All right, that's good. So we're just gonna go through the timeline of when I invested in a program. Okay. So the first program that I invested was Legendary Marketer back in 2020 December. Second program I invested in was the 3 Day Challenge by Jonathan Montoya, right? Everybody knows Jonathan Montoya. He's been a guest on this podcast twice now. Yeah, I believe twice.
Hmm.
So yeah, you look back different episodes, so you can check out his episodes. But yeah, the 3 Day Challenge, right? Kind of like Legendary, but not really. It's actually a lot different. Let's just put it that way. The 15-day challenge, it teaches a lot about affiliate marketing. The 3 day challenge is more straight to the point because it's only 3 days, correct? It's like first day you learn about the business, second day you're doing the funnel, third day traffic. Simple as that. And then you're ready to promote or sell something, right? But he's not really teaching you what to promote in a sense. It's mostly want to be an affiliate for my program type of thing.
Right. He's kind of just leaving it open ended, but hey, the easiest path is just to turn around and promote this. And yeah, I think he sold that as well, right? That was a low ticket front end offer, and then he had a high ticket program on the back end of that, right?
Yeah, I believe it was the same setup.
Mhm.
Started with a $7. Yeah, $7, and he had a couple of upsells, and then he had a high ticket, which wasn't $2,500. It was, I believe, 1,500
Yeah, I think it
or
was
four or
1497. Yeah.
1497. Yeah, around there, and that was the high ticket, right? Now, I don't know what was inside the high ticket because I never invested in the high ticket for Jonathan Montoya, but I know he's got a bunch of trainings about TikTok, Instagram, YouTube, because Jonathan is really amazing on YouTube. Like he's got a channel that is huge, multiple. He's a great marketer. At the end of the day, he's a great marketer. And his community is great too, right? His affiliates get commissions, and he's just doing it. He's trying new things. But then that program has also shifted and changed, right? So when I first bought into it, it was a $7 entry, but now I believe you have to invest. I believe he changed it. He went through different changes. The first change that happened was he made it a high ticket program only after that. I believe that was the first change. And then I think he sold it for $1,500 as well. Now another thing that he added was the white label,
Mhm.
right? So he added basically white label into his 3-day challenge, which was almost like a master resale, right? Private label, right? Type of thing where you could resell his course for 100% of the profit. That's something that he also did and implemented into his program. But I'm talking 2 years ago, you
Right.
know?
And I think if we look at the sales process there, the sales process was the speed and getting people to take action, right? Because he would bring people into the 3-day challenge, which is a lot faster than 15 days. It was more straight to the point, like you said. It wasn't a bunch of mindset stuff that you can sometimes get in the online business builder challenge from Legendary Marketer. And he got people building their funnel. And he get people taking action, then they're more likely to continue to take action. So I think he's gone through a season now where maybe he has closers working for him, but at that point I think it was pretty much all automated, but the selling was really done through getting people to start taking action so they'd continue to take action. Is that fair to say?
Yeah, well, the affiliates were making the sales, right? Because he
Mm-hmm.
didn't have a closers. He didn't have closers to sell the high ticket for him. But he did have a lot of motivated affiliates that were hard workers,
Mm-hmm.
and they will jump on calls with people and close a high ticket left and right. And that's how he kind of became really popular and really successful, right? Because a lot of the affiliates were driving all those sales, right? So that's something that he started with. I believe now he does have closers. I believe the price point went up as well. It's not the same program anymore. He's got different webinars. I think there's different offers now.
Plus, he has the software invested now. Now he has the
Well,
done for you
yeah,
affiliate software that he's got going on. I think he's focusing a lot of bringing people into that for the monthly recurring revenue. Which, the thing I love about Jonathan Montoya is, I consider him a friend. I've seen him at events. We always go out to dinner when we get together and stuff like that. And if we ever need anything, we'll message people back and forth and or message each other back and forth. And we're open and honest with each other. And the thing I love about Jonathan is, he's never going to ask you to do anything he won't do himself. The guy
yeah,
is an absolute workaholic beast. I mean, he's out there just doing stuff left and right. And so he walks the walk, you know what I mean? He busts his butt to do it. And he'll probably ask the same of you. But it's nothing that he's not willing to do. But I think the point you brought up about the affiliates who are very proactive in their sales is a good teaching lesson for people who are listening to this podcast right now. Is you have to not only see where people are making sales, but you have to understand how they are making sales as well, and ask yourself if you're willing to do it. Because I know his program now it converts really well through the software, but the successful affiliates 2 years ago were the ones who were very conversation heavy. Whereas that was not something, that's why I never really promoted it, is because not that I don't love Jonathan, I do. It's just I wasn't really interested in having a bunch of conversations every single day. And I know some people were having up to 20 Zoom calls a day to sell his high ticket stuff. So that's something to consider when you're looking at a program and the success. What are people doing to make the sales? And is that the type of work that you want to do?
Exactly, exactly. That's one of the reasons why I didn't really go full in to promote Jonathan Montoya as well, because at that point it was the time, right? Like I just didn't want to spend time. I didn't feel like I had to work again when I had just quit my job, right? So that was my mindset, and that's why I stick around with Legendary Marketer. I'm more of an automated type of thing where I just focus on my traffic, and then the program in the back end will take care of everything else. So that's literally what why I didn't started promoting it like my main product, but I was making sales here and there, promoting it on my stories and stuff like that. So
Mm,
no, nothing really crazy, right? And I didn't make huge money with him. But yeah, I think it's a great program for a lot of people because especially it's not blocked in any country, right? So anybody could buy Jonathan Montoya's course. For legendary marketer, for example, you know they have blocked countries, right? Like India is blocked. There's a lot of countries where you can really get access to legendary marketer. But for Jonathan Montoya, it was the perfect alternative because when
mm.
you are promoting and you have traffic out there, you're gonna get people from those block countries where you can sell legendary marketer. But what I was doing was I was selling to those people Jonathan Montoya's course because they could actually purchase it because they were available to purchase. And at the end of the day, I wasn't just saying no to a lead, right? I was giving them another option where it can also work. So that's how I utilize his program in order to put it in my ecosystem.
That's brilliant. And it just shows you like what is marketing? You're basically helping people solve their problems. That's what we're doing in this space, especially in this make money online space, is you're helping people solve their problems. So you had some leads that were probably interested in Legendary Marketer, but were blocked, because of payment processors or whatever their reasoning is. So you found a solution for them and they were happy to buy and they were happy to be able to get started with an alternative. And so that's really what this game is all about, is helping people solve their problems.
Exactly. And it worked really well, right? I was making sales here and there, but I was making sure people were happy. My traffic was happy. The leads were really happy because they had an option. Yeah, I can buy it because I'm a block country, but here you go, different option where you can still move forward, right? But yeah, I think that was 2 years ago, maybe 3 years ago. I must say like 5 months into the business, I feel like I invested in Jonathan just to see what's
Yeah.
going on because he was hyped up. A lot of
Yeah.
people were promoting it.
Yeah. Yeah. Was that 2021 then?
2021 March, May,
Yeah.
April, around there, one of those.
Yeah. Because I
Yeah.
think we saw Jonathan. Oh, you weren't there. I saw Jonathan in September of 2021 at Funnel Hacking Live.
Hmm.
And I know that's kind of when his program was starting to hit some pretty big momentum at that point. So I think he was doing well over $300,000 a month with it. So I remember, that was right around that time where you
Yep.
first started taking off.
Exactly. But like, yeah, I think May, April, maybe that's when he kind of launched it.
Hmm.
That's where when I actually started figuring it out what it was, right? Because I was seeing his content. He was an affiliate for Legendary Marketer. You get me? So Jonathan Montoya started with Legendary Marketer. So that's the thing that people have to realize. He started with that program and then he created his own program, which is exactly how it happened for me as well, too. I started with
Hmm.
Legendary Marketer and then I created my own program in the future. But yeah, I think that's it for the 3-day challenge. After that, right? What other program did I promote
Yeah. What'd
or
you do
what?
next? Because after I went to a period where I was only doing my stuff, but you went to another program. What was next?
Yes. So after that, I don't know the timeline. Okay, I remember the timeline. Now we're gonna fast forward from May 2021 to February of 2022, and I invested into MCS,
Right. And you actually
which
bought into that whole program, right?
yes.
Okay.
So at that, and I'm gonna give you guys a backstory of what happened and why I did that, right? So the reason why I did that is because I was promoting legendary marketer for over a year now. and it got to the point where I was just going through the motions, right? I wasn't feeling motivated. The income was still there, but it was just like here and there, and I didn't know. I wasn't feeling motivated basically for my business. So then I decided to invest in a mentor. And then at that period of time, there was a coaching program that was brand new, which is called MCS by Zach Crawford, which, I even asked you for advice. I was like, hey, do you know him? Should I buy his program and stuff like that? And you're like, I seen him on YouTube. I like what he's saying. He's a great teacher as well. He's a great speaker. Yeah, I ended up buying his program, which is high ticket. It's a $6,000 investment, right? So I bought it, and then the sales process for this program is completely different from the other programs that we just talked about. Um, for this program, if you wanted to promote this program, you needed to send people to a Facebook group. Okay, so what you would do was, I want to send all the traffic to a Facebook group. And now Zach and his team was focused on making the sell for those people that jumped on that Facebook group. And it worked really well, right? Because I didn't have to sell nothing myself. I was just like, yeah, go join the community. Go join the community. You're going to learn there the next steps of what to do. And then from there, there were closers or setters, right? Messaging people and asking them questions and then qualifying them for a call. And then in the call, they were sold the high ticket product.
That was going to be my question, the sales process and the back end, because I saw the front end process of people sending people to a Facebook group or affiliates sending people to a Facebook group. So they would have setters then who would be in the DMs inside the group, trying to qualify people. And then the sales process actually happened through a call, a Zoom call or what have you. Is that correct?
Yeah, so he has setters to basically talk to everybody that was
Mhm.
going in the group. He had accountability coaches as well. Every Monday we will get a message from somebody, some random person. And then from there, the setters will give you or send you to a call, a Zoom call with a closer, and then you basically just get close then, and then you join the program to sell it. Now the cool thing about it, it's a $6,000 program where you were getting $2,000 commissions per sale, which is great, right? But then at the end of the day, selling a $6,000 product is a lot of money too. So I'm sure a lot of leads left that program just because of the amount,
Mhm.
but it also was super successful. I mean, he made a lot of money with that program. I made a lot of money with that program as well. I have awards, 100K award from him. But yeah, the sales process completely different than the first two that we talked about. Now, something that he was doing webinars inside the Facebook group. So I'm guessing when you go to the period where he wasn't converting as well, he would do a webinar,
Kind of
and
get
in
people
the
excited and get people jumping again. And
exactly. So he kept doing webinars, and they weren't the same webinars. They were completely different webinars every single time, but it just worked so well. I mean, and I'm talking about not just an hour webinar. I'm talking about like 3 hour webinar of him just talking and just explaining and basically giving you, a stick in the head, because that's just how he is. He's like, you're gonna make money, or you're not gonna make money, type of situation, right? Which he did well with that too. I mean, the reason why I invested in him it was because he was a coach, right? So he actually had me join his inner circle, right? He invited me because I did a training for him for his program about Instagram, which and short form content because his whole strategy was Facebook organic.
Mhm.
That was the whole program was Facebook organic, right? And then I came in, other affiliates jumped on board too, and then we started creating trainings about short form content because that's what everything started happening right in the moment. And then before you know it, Zach Crawford was creating short form content after that. So then he will shifted from his strategy of organic marketing or Facebook marketing organic into short form content. So then I did a training for him. He invited me to his inner circle and we had a lot of meetings together and he actually helped me right through like the mindset type of a thing. And it actually helped my income with legendary marketer while also making money with MCS. So what I did was I split basically my accounts. One account was just legendary marketer, and then the other account was MCS. And I did that for a while and it worked really well.
Yeah, and I remember when you asked me about him, and I did not invest into his program, never really looked into it to be honest with you. But yeah, I've known of Zach Crawford for years. I mean, long before TikTok was a thing, long before this buzz of, make money online education went nuts over the past, 4 or 5 years, I guess. But yeah, I remember watching Zach Crawford videos back when I was big on YouTube in like 2017, because that's what I said about him. He's like, the guy knows his stuff. He's patient, but he takes action, and he's just a really, really good marketer. He marketed a lot of the same ways I did. He kind of markets through education. And that makes perfect sense when you talk about 3-hour webinars. Like, that's his bread and butter. You know what I mean? He'll teach you, and then say, hey, if you want to do it, go do this thing, right? Go take some action, because the potential is real. So I've always liked Zach. I've never spoken with him. Um, I don't know, how's his program. What's it looking like these days? Is he still running it pretty hard, or?
Yeah, so it went through a lot of changes. Just how we say about, affiliate marketing programs going through changes. This one went through like major changes. Um, MCS became MCS, and then after a little while, it became a low ticket offer. Okay, so it became a $7 product at some point as well. And I guess he wasn't converting as well. I guess you can say that. But then, and just keep in mind that by then I wasn't promoting it anymore. Like by then I was already like I left the bus, like, everything was just on its own. I was still going with legendary marketer. But yeah, he changed the dynamic to a low ticket front end offer with low ticket upsells, and then of course the high ticket coaching at the end. Not sure if that converted really well because I never promoted it, for example. But now he completely shifted gears, and now he's a master resale rights program
He created his own master resale rights program where you can buy into it and then resell it.
and then resell it.
And now
Yeah,
that's probably lower than the initial investment used to be at $6,000, or do you know the price point on that by any chance?
no idea, no idea. Like I'm grandfathering, so I'm still able to join those communities and keep being inside his programs, whatever he comes up in the future. Because I don't have to buy it again because I already bought the $6,000 one. But I don't know how much it is, to be honest. I'm sure it's gonna be
Right.
the same price as the 497. I'm not sure.
Yeah, I
I'm
think
not
I
sure.
think now that you mention it, I think it was a 497 offer.
Yeah.
But I think the good lesson here is, if I can say anything about Zach, is the guy's a student of the game. He's been around for a long time. I think he was, promoting ClickFunnels or something back when I first saw him in probably like 2017, 2018. And he kind of goes along and rides the wave. He doesn't try to create the buzz. He kind of goes along with where it's at. For example, when he was doing the Facebook organic, it's really just kind of networking is really what Facebook organic is to me. If you take out the reels and stuff, it's just networking and traction on there and posts and stuff like that. And that was big. And then when short form content came along and kind of took over the game, he was actively learning it. And then he started creating it. And then when master resale rights comes in, now he's creating his own thing. So he's always kind of staying with the times, of what's hot, what's going on. And I think that has a lot to do with his success, is his ability to ride the wave and then over deliver from his standpoint, right?
Yeah, exactly. And I think he's doing well. I mean, I don't know. I don't know what's going on. The only thing that I can say, like the only downfall I guess that I saw from Zach Crawford was the he wasn't as reliable for like coaching calls and stuff like that. Something will always happen, type of situations
Mm-hmm.
where I'm sick, or yeah, I'm doing this, my throat hurts, or like I'm not feeling well. And then that happened for a long time.
Yeah.
It kept happening. And I don't know the situation that he was going through, right? Maybe he was just going through a bad situation in his life. But it just got to the point where, as a customer, as an affiliate, I started losing the trust factor. I started losing just seeing, one of my mentors not being there for us type of
Mm-hmm.
situations. Like, you get me? So that was, I guess, his downfall with me. And I'm sure it happened with a lot of people as
Mm-hmm.
well.
Yeah. Yeah. That's something to consider. If you're going to be selling your own stuff, you know what I mean? You got to you got to be the leader, right?
Hmm.
You got to be there. You got to be willing to make the changes, but you also got to be willing to show up when you say you're going to show up. So
Exactly. And that's the
that's
thing
important.
where I didn't really like that
Yeah.
part of it, because it's just it's frustrating, spending so much money and then not getting what you were promised, I guess you can say.
Yeah.
But yeah, that happened, and then I guess that was his downfall, I guess, with me. I mean, that's why I was like, okay, I'm not really want to promote something that I don't really like myself, you
Right.
know?
Right. So you kind of
Yeah.
take yourself out of it. So now I think, does that leave you with one more program? Because I have one, and do you have one more? Or do you have more than that?
I have one more program, yeah.
All
I
right. And then
have one more program.
when did you join that program? That was 2023 or
This was 2023, exactly a year later.
okay. Well, let's jump into that next because if we keep with the time frame, I think we go there and then we'll go
Mm-hmm.
over to the final program, which is a program that I bought into. I think it was October of 2023. So I think I'll let you go first.
Yeah. So the last program that I invested was the Seven Figure Accelerator, which was Philip Johansen's program, which he is a student from Zach Crawford, right? I'm not sure if he started with Zach Crawford. I believe he didn't. I believe he was doing Warrior Plus affiliate marketing, and I was doing really well. And he jumped to MCS, and he did really well with MCS. And then he created his own program, which I'm excited about for next week. Hopefully, he joins one of our calls, so he will be a guest on the podcast. But just to give a little summary of his story, he used to be a plumber, $20,000 in debt from Denmark, and now he lives in Dubai and he's made over $20 million with his program. You get me? So that's just like the little summary of his program, of his growth, of how much he's grown.
Yeah.
But yeah, I invested in this program. Um, it was good. I mean, the program really teaches the fundamentals of the business model. There's no sugarcoat at all. Okay. He tells you straight how it is. He's like a no bullshit marketer. If you don't do something, he'll tell you right away. Um, for some people, he might be a little rude, which is okay. It's fine. He's got the vibe, of either you do it or you don't. I don't care. Just do it. I'm telling you what to do. Here's the formula. Do it. That's the type of situation. But yeah, the program was really well. The structure of the program was, let me think if I remember correctly. You were driving traffic. Okay, I remember. The structure for this program was a unique affiliate link, and you were grandfathered to that link. So if you had a lead that ever clicked on that link and opted in for some reason, I believe it was just a click, then that lead was grandfathered to you. So it was a lifetime cookie to you, basically, with that program. So all you had to do was just focus on traffic, just traffic, go viral, go viral, go viral, and then have people just click on the link. Because 6 months from now, if that person buys, you will get that commission. You
So
get me?
it was hard cookied into the first click.
Exactly, exactly. So completely different. It worked really well as well. But yeah, it's different dynamic. But it went through a setter and then it went through a closer as well.
Yeah. That's interesting because and I maybe we can ask him about this because I think, you said he was a Zach Crawford student who did well with that. Do you know how he was selling Zach's MCS program? Like what his strategy was by any chance or not?
Short form content.
Short form content. Okay.
Yeah.
And if I'm not mistaken, that MCS program had a little issue that went around with people kind of poaching commissions. Is that true or am I making
Yes.
that up?
Mm-mm.
So it's interesting. We won't dive too deep into that, but it's
Oh, I was,
interesting
I was
that
about to. I was about to. Just kidding.
okay, bring it on. let's stir the pot. What the hell?
Yeah, but so something happened with MCS where people were somehow stealing sales in a way of people had bonuses, correct? So some of them had bonuses, and they worked together, they partnered up. So people were buying from those people with their links, right? So they can book a call because we did had a link to book a call. But I feel like what happened was that all the leads coming to the free Facebook group were seeing all the bonuses that these people have. So they ended up just going with them. But those people coming into the Facebook group were already cookied to somebody else. But at the moment where you give the link to book a call, it gets cookied to that person.
It overrides
Get
it.
me?
It's like a last
It
click cookie.
overrides.
Yeah.
It overrides the cookie. So in a sense, that's when he says that, oh yeah, people were stealing commissions, but it was just the tracking system that wasn't placed correctly.
Yeah.
And
Well,
of course, that's gonna happen in the end, right?
yeah, and it's not to say that the tracking system was in place incorrectly, because that's common in affiliate marketing. A lot of
Mm-hmm.
times it's last click, and that's just the way it is. Now, if you're driving traffic to your funnel, to your email list with your follow up, that's not an issue because people are going to buy after clicking on your link. But the unique angle here was, hey, allow everybody else to bring people into the Facebook group, and then we'll sit inside the Facebook group, add bonuses, and get the book to call link. Is so it's not really stealing. It's just, some
But
marketers.
it's not ethic, right?
That's probably true.
Ethical, I guess you can say that. Because you could work hard and get those leads into. It's because you're going through the process of the program. The process was get people in the Facebook group, right? And
Right.
then I'm good.
Right.
You know, he's gonna make the sale for me. But now I'm losing sales somehow. You
Right.
know, like why is this person got a commission when I brought them in? You get me?
Right.
That's when everything started happening in the community, and he ended up making some drastic changes, and then he kicked people out of the community,
Yeah.
basically.
Yeah. It got a little wild there for a little bit, but yeah. Anyway, and so the point I was getting at is that's interesting that Philip went with the first click lifetime cookie. You know what I mean? It's like, hey, if you bring the traffic in, then it's your lead. And it might take 3 weeks, it might take 3 months, it might take 3 years, but whenever it does convert, you'll get that commission. So that's great. I'm excited to talk to him. I don't really know too much about him, but hopefully we'll see him next week, or at least in the near future, and could kind of pick his brain about what some of the drivers were of, massive success. That's a lot of money to make in a in a short period of time.
Yeah, I believe it was like 3 years, maybe. Yeah,
Yeah.
3 years.
Yeah, that'd be a good interview. So, anything else to add to that program? You learn good stuff. You better have a thick skin, but you better be really willing to work, huh?
Yep, you had to have a thick skin for sure. You know, to the point where you had to feel at ease. You have to join those coaching calls because it is a coaching program, right? You have to join those coaching calls in order to get coached and then do well. But yeah, you just had to show up. You had to show up and see where it would go.
And then is he basically teaching traffic at that point, or is he teaching conversations, or what does that look like?
Yeah, and I believe now he's got a lot of coaches. So
Hmm.
he splits the sessions up. I believe Monday might be mindset. Tuesday is Instagram. Wednesdays are his calls, which are basically Q&As. Thursdays might be Instagram guides or Instagram coaching calls, or you want me to look at your account to see what you're doing, content. So he split everything well correctly. I mean, he's making a lot of money. So he hired coaches, and
Hmm.
the program is really well made right now. But yeah, he will split up basically every single day for a different topic.
Right. That way you can get a little bit of everything as you go through it,
Yeah.
depending on where your needs are. Really cool. So I guess that leaves us with my most recent little run, right? With Roadmap to Riches. So I saw the buzz, and we've since had Zach and Hannah, who were kind of the creators of it, on, I think it was episode 48 of this podcast, and they're great people. I really enjoyed talking to them. But yeah, they kind of kicked off this MRR buzz, right? They it's not that they created the business model of selling white labeled or private labeled products, but they kind of kicked off the MRR buzz. And I think that initially started with some legendary marketer affiliates who transitioned over to that. Is that how you remember it?
I believe so. Yeah, some top affiliates
Mm-hmm.
were, I guess, over it. I guess some of them didn't feel appreciated by legendary marketer, so they jump ship, right? And then they started doing master resale rights, and I feel like that's why you got a lot of big buzz early
Mm-hmm.
on.
Yeah,
Because
it def-
remember our previous episode that we talked about the cons and pros, competition.
mm-hmm.
Competition is amazing and is great for this business model.
Mm-hmm.
And that's exactly what happened with Master Resale Rights. It was the next product, the next business model, and it was just competing with Legendary Marketer. So whoever wasn't doing good with Legendary Marketer, they went with Master Resale Rights.
Yeah, it was crazy to watch happen in real time because now it was kind of like a downsell opportunity with quote unquote 100% commissions because the business model is very simple. You buy in and now you have the rights to resell it, meaning you don't have to create the course, you don't even have to host it, you just resell the access to it. Um, it's not like affiliate marketing where you're getting people to click on a link with tracking. It's you are actually selling it. You set up the Stripe processing or the PayPal processing or whatever you want to use, or you can use both. You take the payments and then you fulfill with the ability to join the actual course. So you can kind of get a little bit more freedom how to market it on the front end, I suppose. It's sold as, hey, brand it to yourself, but really it sells best when you sell it as Roadmap to Riches because Roadmap to Riches got a huge buzz and it has since spurred some other master resale rights. I don't want to say knockoffs, but competitors.
Yeah,
So it's really
exactly.
it's
And
really become
now there's multiple Master Resale Rights courses out there.
right. And from a marketing perspective, it's kind of cool. You get to keep 100% of the profits. The downside of that is now you got to set up your payment processors and you got to worry about all your chargebacks that you might get or any refund requests that you might get, even though it's non-refundable and stuff like that. There's obviously a little bit more setup from the funnel standpoint or the stand store set standpoint that you have to actually have some fulfillment where you don't have to worry about that with affiliate marketing. But that was interesting because the reason I bought into that was for content, is how it all started. Because I saw everybody talking about master resale rights and trying to not poach, but trying to be a new opportunity for the people who didn't want to go with legendary marketer, right? Whether it's because it's cost prohibitive here's a 497 course instead of 2500, or whether it's just a new opportunity, here's something completely different. And that's how it was being marketed. So yeah, I bought into it basically to trash it. And I think I told Zach and Hannah that, when I had him on the podcast, I was like, I was ready to start firing bullets and start creating content. But I didn't
And
end
then
up
what
doing
happened?
that. Yeah, I didn't end up doing that. I went through it and I saw the value proposition. It was good from a standpoint that it was beginner friendly, step by step. Click here, do this, do that. Each lesson was like 3 to 8 minutes. It was easy to follow. Hannah did a lot of the mindset and marketing training, and Zach did more of the tactical, technical setup stuff. And they just did a really good job of making it stupid simple. It wasn't like a legendary marketer where, hey, you're going to get great information in this 45-minute lesson, but now you're going to have to understand how to apply it to your business, right?
Yeah.
This was just like, do this, do this, do this, and launch, right? And I was like, well, shoot, that kind of fills a gap, right? That fills the need. And so,
Right.
yeah, I ended up deciding to go a different route. Instead of just trashing it, I ended up selling it, and I did.
And how did you sell it? Did you create new social media accounts or backend?
Yeah, mostly back end. I did create a couple new social media accounts, mostly on TikTok, and I messed around with Instagram a little bit. But a majority of the sales came from two places. First of all, my list, because on my list I have people who are affiliate marketers. They're not beginners anymore. They may have started on my list as a beginner, but they're not beginners anymore. I've been doing this for a while, and I've had people on my list for a long time. So I sold it as what it was. I was like, this is a great back end offer. Um, You can sell it as a downsell to people who don't want to buy your front end product. You can sell it as a way to add another stream of revenue to your customers, right? And that's how I sold it. So that was probably at least half of the sales came through that. And the way I differentiated myself was I created bonuses. I created the funnel, gave it away for free, created checklists and sales letter templates, and gave it away for free. So if you bought through me, you got all this stuff for free.
Yeah.
Well, there's people who bought a second time just to get my bonuses, right? They had already purchased into Roadmaps to Riches, but they wanted my bonuses, so they bought again. The other way I drove a fair amount of sales was through YouTube. So I leveraged the buzz. I knew that there was a bunch of buzz on TikTok surrounding this new opportunity. But what do people do when they hear about something new? They got to do their due diligence. They got to go do their research. So where do they go a lot of times? Well, they go to YouTube and they want to get the full backstory about it. So I created a couple YouTube videos explaining what it was and how, of course, they could get my bonuses if they did want to join through me. And they ranked. And so when people went over to YouTube to say, what is this master resale rights thing? My video showed up. These were people who were already product aware. They were on the fence. And I broke it down in plain English, what it was and what the opportunity was and what the benefits were, and said, if you're going to buy anyways, you may as well get my bonuses for free. Right. Yeah. And so when they showed up as warm traffic and saw my video and they're like, oh, this is all I needed to see to buy, then they bought through me. So that was the two ways that I sold it, because there is no real sales process to it. Like
there's no structure, right?
There's no inherent sales process. I mean, they had a webinar that was just pretty much an explainer video, but yeah, there's no closers. There's no low ticket front end offer. It's one of those things where if you want to sell it, sell it. And that's exactly what you have to do. You have to sell it.
And the funnel was just like you said, just like a video, a VSO.
Yeah, I don't know. They had some done for you funnels already in there. And then they also teach you how to sell it using a stand store. Most people went the stand store route. The funnels they had in there were fine, but they weren't great, if I'm being completely honest. So that's why I saw an opportunity. When I went to go sell it, I was like, yeah, I'll just use one of their funnels that's already done and modify it. And I started messing around with their funnel and was like, well, this is just more work than creating one from scratch, to be honest with you at this point. So I just created one from scratch, and I did it on System.io, which is very budget friendly funnel building software that has the email autoresponder in it. And I made a good one. I made a darn good funnel. And that's what people ended up wanting. They were like, well, I'm going to buy anyways. I want your funnel, and I can share it with you for free from System.io. And as a benefit or a bonus, I got the System.io affiliate award sitting behind me, because when they come in to get my funnel, they may as well create their account through me. So it added additional revenue as well.
Yeah. And then what about email sequences? Did Roma to Riches had email sequences for them? Do they teach email marketing? Is that
they teach email marketing?
Okay.
And that's kind of the structure of the course. Are you going to learn anything revolutionary in there?
No.
Is it some of it kind of basic in general? Yeah. And that's the knock I've heard on it, but that's what it's supposed to be, is the way I saw it. It's like they do a great job teaching some of the things that I never want to teach. You know what I mean? It's just so boring and so simple and so basic, but there's a need for that, because people want consolidated information. And that was the value proposition. So if you do decide to buy into it, know what you're going to get. You're going to get basic information, but it's going to be laid out really in a really organized manner. You're going to get a lot of lessons to go through. That's the knock I've heard on it. I think they're up to close to 300 now.
But
no
way. So
it's a lot of information. It's a lot of information. It's a lot of lessons, and because I know they added 6 new modules, so it's a lot, and it is basic. But if you know that that's what you need and that's what you want, I think it's fine. And I think it they did a good job. And as you can tell by the interview that we had with Zach and Hannah, they're great people. And they do have a mission.
Yeah. And then it went through changes, right? I think right now they're on 3.0, I believe.
Yeah, basically they've been updating it. They had an update with the fulfillment process originally, where they changed that to make it more trackable, I guess.
Mm.
So basically, people aren't just giving away the sign up link for free. You actually have to sell it first before you fulfill on it. So now it's more trackable. So they do have some control of that on the back end. But yeah, then they went to the 2.0 version and they went to the 3.0 version. And I have no idea
Mm.
what the 3.0 version looks like. But it's, more modules, more information.
More information. That's usually what it is,
Yeah,
right?
yeah, exactly. Yeah, exactly. So, yeah, the benefit of it right now though is the buzz. The buzz is huge, and you can sell it pretty much straight away from social media, especially TikTok. It's what's the easiest thing to sell? What's popular. We
Yep.
talked about that with Zach Crawford a little bit, how he's kind of ridden the wave. Well, this is the hot wave right now, so that's the benefit from a promotional standpoint.
And now, did they fix? I remember when we talked to them, they missed a lot of opportunity by getting income, I believe, because they were just, affiliates or the people selling it were just getting 100% of the profit. So how did they grow as a company? That's where my issue was. Whereas if I could ever create a master resale rights course, I'm just gonna grow from my traffic.
Right.
How do I grow
Yes.
from their traffic?
Yeah, I mean, obviously they have the benefit of selling it themselves. So they definitely are selling it themselves and they have a benefit of the huge trust factor. They created it, right? So that let's be honest, if they didn't have the master resale rights, they probably would have made nowhere near as much money selling another course. You know what I mean? But because there's this buzz that's taken over, now they can more easily sell it themselves. And I think they added something called Entra X, which honestly, I don't even know. I don't know if it's like a monthly program on the back of it, but I'll be completely honest. I don't know what their future monetization strategies are and
Mm.
their drivers of growth. But I can tell you that they're looking at it the right way in the sense that, hey, worst case scenario, everybody knows who we are. And that's plenty of potential income down the road. I just don't know what they're going to do about that specifically.
100%. And then another thing, maybe they're also growing their email list with everybody else's leads, right?
Exactly. And
Yeah.
that's exactly it. It's like it's almost like their dramatic demonstration to take a
Mm.
Russell Brunson ism. It's like, you got to do something that gets attention. And their
Yeah.
dramatic demonstration was creating MRR, roadmaps of riches.
Yeah. That's a perfect example, I guess you can say, for now that you bring up Russell Brunson. Yeah, because I mean it blew up. I mean that business model blew up. Everybody's so popular about it. I'm still iffy about it. I still don't understand it 100%. Well, I kind of do, but it's just like I don't know if I want to jump into it, Like I don't know, I don't know.
People ask me all the time, should I do it?
Yeah.
And I try to give honest answers. And my honest answer is listen, it's what's selling best right now. But I don't know how to sell it without the buzz, if I'm being completely honest. Like,
Mm.
I don't know the messaging that sells it other than, look, I started it and I've made $50,000. Now, as a marketer, if you want to be strategic, luckily, what I can do as a marketer is I don't have to give income claims. I can let all the other people give the income claims. And I could say, oh, by the way, if you want to do this, look at all this free stuff you're going to get. So, um, a great opportunity with that right now would be to obviously create the funnels, create the training that shows the funnel setup, create automated email sequences that you give away. I created sales letters that I give away, checklist templates that I give away, even though I'm not really doing it anymore. But to create a community around it, right? Like your own community around it. Oh, and you get access to my school platform, for
Hmm.
example, where I am in there every week giving people tips on how to grow it more. That's the play in my mind for a savvy marketer is, hey, let all the other beginners talk about how they had never made any money online before and did this and made 10 grand or whatever. Let them get people all juiced up about it, right? All turned on about it. And then you just come in and offer more value,
Yeah.
right? And then it's just like they buy from you. You know what I
And then
mean?
you're stealing customers. No, I'm just kidding.
That's right.
And then we have the MCS problem over
Yeah,
again.
yeah. But that's the difference, you know what I mean? Like we're not in there trying to poach a group, you know what I mean? We're just out there marketing it a different way. And bonuses, I'm telling you, bonuses they're probably one of the oldest tricks in the book for affiliate marketers. You know, you see this with the big ones anytime there's a launch. Oh, yeah, you're going to buy this anyways because everybody in your inbox is talking about this right now. If you buy for me, you also get that, right? And you make a bonus package that's so sexy that people buy it for the bonus package. And that's
Yeah.
exactly what happened with me. I told you, people bought a second time just to get my bonus package. So, regardless of whether you're promoting Roadmap to Riches or anything else, or something else, I guess I should say, bonuses are just the oldest trick in the book for an affiliate marketer.
Yep, 100%. I've seen it all these years that I've been doing it. People that have bonuses probably go further along than people that don't offer any bonuses at all.
Yeah, and just be smart about the bonuses that you create. Make sure, like, if you're selling training, don't give more training. That's the last thing people need. Give done for you tools, give templates, give scripts, stuff that is going to take you time to create on the front end, but the fulfillment is zero, right? Like that, my fulfillment is when people bought Roadmap to Riches through me, they got an email once they were tagged as a buyer that had links to Google Documents, PDFs, funnels, everything. And it just automatically went out. And it's a ton of perceived value because it saves a lot of time and it helps people make sure they don't make mistakes. But it's just automatically, I created it and never have to worry about it again.
Yep, 100%. I think any other programs that you invested in?
No, I mean,
No?
I've done some things. I've been bit in the past. You know, I years and years and years ago, I did the $4,000 sell on Amazon FBA and stuff like that. But you know, nothing to speak of there. It was, you know,
Yeah.
but you make mistakes.
Oh yeah. Yeah.
Yeah.
Some of the ones that I mentioned today were mistakes.
Yeah, exactly. It's just part of the process. Like,
Yeah.
I think the final note is like, if you're considering buying a course, like, don't jeopardize your family and don't risk not being able to put food on the table because no course is going to be a magic bullet. But if you're thinking about it, like the worst phase is the decision phase, like where you're stressing about should I do it, should I not? Like you're putting all this added pressure on yourself. Just buy it.
Yeah.
Money's weird. It just
Yeah.
you spend it, it comes back. You make it, it leaves. Right? Like who's never gotten I don't get tax returns anymore. It's been a while, but back you used to get tax returns and you get like $1,500 and then your car would break, the next day. It's just money's weird. You spend it, it comes back, you make it, it leaves. You know what I mean? It's just kind of the way it is, So just don't stress out in the decision phase. Just go buy it.
Yeah. 100%. Exactly. The same thing. I bought some programs. I'm like, I'm gonna make my money back easily. And that's literally what it was. I was just trying to make my money back, and then everything extra was extra. I mean, it was profit, right?
Yeah. And that's like when I bought into Roadmap to Riches, I'm like, if it's not a pile of, steaming garbage, if I sell one, I'm back to break even. So there's no risk.
Yeah. 100%. But I think that's it, Brian. I don't think there's
so.
any more courses or programs that we have invested in because we have created our own stuff, but this is not an episode for that.
No. Yeah, no, it was a fun episode. Hopefully there was some lessons in there. I think there was. And I appreciate everybody who listened. I guess we'll see everybody on the next episode of the Evolved Marketing Podcast.
Bye, everybody.